Greetings, fellow voyagers of the virtual cosmos. I'm the Tired Timelord, your guide through the interstellar pathways of science fiction's most cherished artifacts. Today, we set our course for an adventure that melds the final frontier with the digital realm, as we delve into the iconic video game, Star Trek: Voyager Elite Force. A title that allowed fans to step aboard the USS Voyager and engage in phaser battles and solve puzzles alongside their favorite characters from the beloved series. If your spirit yearns for more explorations into the galaxies of sci-fi classics, be it games, series, or films that have shaped our cosmic imaginations, then I invite you to join this fellowship of the starry-eyed. Subscribe and activate the beacon of notifications. Together, we'll embark on countless voyages, unraveling the mysteries of the universe, one story at a time. Released in the dawn of the new millennium, back in September 2000, Elite Force emerged during a golden age of video gaming, a time rife with innovation and bold new narratives. Crafted with care and attention to detail, this game offered an immersive experience that was, at the time, unparalleled for fans of the franchise, marking a significant milestone in the legacy of Star Trek gaming. Let's set our coordinates to the broader cosmos of its origin. Star Trek: Voyager embarked on its maiden voyage across our screens in January 1995, charting a course that was both familiar and uncharted within the Star Trek universe. Stranded in the far-flung Delta Quadrant, 70,000 light-years from the safety of Federation space, the crew of the USS Voyager, under the steadfast command of Captain Catherine Janeway, faced the daunting task of a 75-year journey home. This premise offered a fresh narrative vein within the Star Trek saga, blending exploration with survival, and etched its name into the history of the franchise with its unique contributions and memorable characters. Shifting our gaze to the gaming nebula of the early 2000s, we find an era teeming with innovation and the dawn of more sophisticated storytelling within the digital realm. Video games were evolving to become immersive experiences that engaged players in narrative depth and character development previously reserved for film and literature. It was within this vibrant gaming landscape that Star Trek: Voyager Elite Force materialized, offering a portal into the very decks of Voyager, allowing fans to live out their Starfleet dreams. Positioned uniquely at the nexus of an evolving gaming industry and the rich tapestry of the Star Trek franchise, Elite Force was a statement of the possibilities that lay in the fusion of traditional storytelling with interactive media. Picture this: you're part of Voyager's elite hazard team, an ensemble of the ship's finest, assembled to tackle the most perilous of missions in environments where even the bravest may falter. The game thrusts you into the thick of an unfolding drama, where Voyager, in its ceaseless quest for a pathway home, finds itself ensnared in a mysterious ship graveyard teeming with danger and enigma. Your mission: to safeguard Voyager, unravel the mysteries of this nebulous expanse, and secure a safe passage out. It's a narrative that seamlessly weaves into the fabric of the Voyager series, expanding the lore in ways that only interactive media can, placing you, the player, at the heart of the action.
Let's not voyage past the technological marvel that brought this universe to life: the Quake 3 Arena engine. For those who may not recall, this engine was the warp core of gaming graphics in its era, powering a new generation of immersive experiences. Elite Force harnessed this powerhouse to render the Voyager and its denizens with unprecedented fidelity. The decks of the ship, the faces of our beloved crew, the alien adversaries faced, all were brought to vivid life, making every phaser blast, every tactical maneuver exciting. The Quake 3 engine for its time was stunning.
Consider the time trap from the animated series, where the Enterprise, alongside a Klingon vessel, finds itself ensnared in the Delta Triangle, a cosmic Bermuda Triangle of sorts, housing a vast graveyard of ships lost through the ages. This episode, much like the game, weaves a tale of entrapment, mystery, and the quest for liberation from an eerie, ship-swallowing vortex. Similarly, Voyager's own The Void episode presents a parallel narrative. Here, Voyager is sucked into a starless expanse, a void where ships are trapped, forced to scavenge and form alliances for survival. The themes of isolation, camaraderie, and the struggle against confinement resonate with the harrowing experience of navigating the ship graveyard in Elite Force.
The Void reminds me of Rule of Acquisition number 109. Dignity and an empty sack is worth the sack. Those ships stuck in the Void are a graveyard. They're just waiting for a savvy Ferengi to salvage. Imagine the profit to be had. But alas, our Starfleet friends are more concerned with escape than exploitation.
Indeed, Igorks. In Elite Force, as in the Time Trap and the Void, the essence of Star Trek shines brightly. In unity, there is strength, and in courage, the path to freedom. Diving into the digital decks of Elite Force, one can't help but marvel at the game's dedication to authenticity, especially in its voice acting. The developers went to warp lengths to include the original voices of Voyager's intrepid crew, enveloping players in an auditory experience that's as close to stepping onto the actual set as one could get in the early 2000s. The familiar timbres of Captain Janeway, Tuvok, and the rest of the crew added layers of depth and realism, making each mission feel like a lost episode of the series itself.
But let's talk about 7 of 9, shall we? The game's artists tried, bless their Ferengi hearts. But what is that? What is that? And the original voice was far off the mark.
Quite right, Igorks. The initial representation of 7 of 9 left some fans scratching their heads. However, redemption came with the game's expansion pack. In a move that delighted Trekkies across the quadrant, Jeri Ryan herself lent her voice to 7, bringing an unparalleled authenticity to the character. This edition was a restoration of the character's essence, allowing players to truly feel 7's presence as an integral part of the Hazard team. The expansion pack not only fixed the visual disconnect, but also enriched the game's tapestry, weaving Jeri Ryan's unmistakable voice into the very fabric of Elite Force, and by extension, into the hearts of fans and players alike. As we navigate the labyrinthine passageways and alien landscapes of Elite Force, we're thrust into the heart of its gameplay mechanics. A symphony of first-person shooter dynamics harmonized with the intricate storytelling of the Star Trek universe. Each mission, meticulously structured to challenge and engage, beckons players to step into the boots of a Hazard team member. From the eerie silence of a derelict vessel to the cacophony of a Borg cube on the brink of assimilation. The game's format immerses players in a variety of scenarios, each demanding a unique blend of strategy, precision, and Starfleet ingenuity.
Examining the arsenal at our disposal in Elite Force reveals a veritable treasure trove of technological marvels, a testament to the ingenuity of Starfleet and the diverse cultures of the Delta Quadrant. The weapons and gadgets, from the trusty phaser to the innovative Infinity Modulator, were at the cutting edge of gameplay design, seamlessly integrating Voyager's ethos of exploration and discovery with the visceral thrill of a shooter. Yet, as we look back through the lens of time, we can't help but notice the patina of age on these once revolutionary mechanics. The game's AI, pathfinding, and even some weapon effects, which once dazzled us, now bear the quaint charm of a bygone era. But let's not mistake this aged quality for obsolescence. Rather, it's a hallmark of the game's pioneering spirit, a bold foray into what was then the final frontier of gaming technology.
As the corridors of Voyager fade to the background and the echoes of phaser fire subside, what lingers is a tapestry of nostalgia. For many, including myself, Elite Force was a digital odyssey that marked the days of our youth. Looking back through the telescope of time, Elite Force emerges as a celestial body in the constellation of Star Trek gaming. Despite the years that have etched lines on its digital visage, the game stands as a monolith, a high point in the franchise's foray into interactive media. Yes, its graphics may no longer dazzle as they once did, and the gameplay mechanics might feel antiquated to fingers accustomed to the fluidity of modern gaming. But to dismiss Elite Force on these grounds would be to overlook its essence, its spirit. It's akin to revisiting a favorite novel or film from one's youth. The experience is colored by the passage of time, yet the core, the heart of the narrative, remains untarnished. Elite Force, with its age, deserves 8 out of 10 deltas. Its slightly dated graphics and gameplay mechanics are but minor blemishes on an otherwise stellar voyage. It's a journey worth undertaking, not just for the nostalgia, but for the sheer joy of stepping onto Voyager, phaser in hand, ready to face the unknown. As we chart a course back to the present, it's time to reflect on the legacy of Star Trek, Voyager Elite Force, and its resonance in today's gaming cosmos. With the relentless march of technology, one might wonder how this relic of the early 2000s holds up against the sleek starships of modern gaming.
In truth, Elite Force could benefit from the Klingon way. Less talk, more action. The thrill of battle, the glory of combat. These are the heart of a true warrior's game. The endless corridors and dialogue, while intriguing, sometimes cloud the path to honorable victory.
But Ambassador, you overlook the essence of Star Trek: The Story. It's the narrative, the moral dilemmas, and the spirit of exploration that elevate Elite Force beyond a mere shooter. The game masterfully balances phaser fights with the rich lore of the Voyager universe, a feat that ensures its revered status among fans.
Speaking of balance, I can't help but wonder about the profits from the expansion pack. Adding Jerry Ryan's voice, enhancing the authenticity, clever moves. Surely the Latinum must have flowed like the river of great continuum. Imagine the sales figures.
Despite the diverse perspectives, one thing remains clear. Its blend of action, story, and exploration captures the very soul of the franchise, offering a window into the Voyager experience that endures, even as the pixels of its past begin to fade. And so, fellow travelers, as we conclude this voyage through digital space and time, I invite you to share your own chronicles of Elite Force. Did the halls of Voyager become your battleground? Did you too find camaraderie with the Hazard team? Like this transmission, comment with your tales, and subscribe to continue the exploration of the universe's most captivating stories. Until next time, may your phasers be charged and your adventures boundless. Live long and prosper.